It's honestly just baffling, right? Sony is now attaching a warning label onto every single PlayStation
They out here putting labels on y'all. Still repping that 4K 120, man. Come on, PlayStation. Why you gotta do your audience like this? Important notice with all caps. Sony don't care. Now they out here putting warning labels on PlayStation consoles. Man, they really giving it to you dinosaurs, man. This is hilarious.
So when you buy a PlayStation, it now straight up says this disk drive becomes irrelevant in 2028. There won't be any physical games.
Good.
Blu-rays won't work. You can't watch anything. You can't watch anything. They're just giving up on discs, which means the PlayStation 6 very likely not backwards compatibility. I mean, not with anything really that you bought. They won't be able to put in like a copy of Spider-Man. And like
exactly. Oh no, yes you can. All you gotta do is buy the game again. That's all. Pay $60, $70 to play it on your precious PlayStation 6. Man, Sony has done y'all dirty. Imagine advocating for physical games, and this is how we trade our games, just to leave you with those games to tell you that you can't continue to play those titles going forward with the PlayStation 6. Which also means that everybody that bought a physical copy thinking that they owned it will have to buy another version of the game digitally just to play it on their PlayStation 6, man. This is embarrassing, man. How you ponies gonna flip this? I'm surprised y'all still a PlayStation fan after all this garbage.
You bought it digitally or you're playing on like PlayStation Plus, but a lot of people are mad about the idea of not just Sony giving up on physical games, not just Sony forcing the all-digital future. This sticker especially is really
out here putting stickers on my...
Clearly, they're trying to avoid all these lawsuits. Clearly, right now, Sony's stock price is dropping like a rock. A lot of even their investors don't understand why Sony seems to be punching their own...
And that's what they're afraid of. Because going into next generation, your platform is not going to look that appealing. You know, you might have another good 5 years with the PlayStation 5. But by the time the PS6 comes out, you know that will be the last PlayStation console. You guys know it deep in your heart, man, when you was pointing fingers at Xbox, claiming that they're going to be dead every single video that you was making, just to find out that Sony cares just as much about digital as Microsoft. That you guys kept saying, Microsoft, they out here pulling games out of Walmart and Target, and you got Sony out here putting warning labels on your PlayStation consoles.
Own fans in the face over and over and over again.
That's what y'all need.
This is
you know why? You know why? Because you allowed Sony to spit on your face. Now you're saying that Sony just keeps punching down on you dinosaurs, man. They're like, go extinct. They just keep laying it to you. Why you keep coming out this grave? We told you. We digital. Nobody cares about physical games. And you got your hand sticking out of the tombstone. Please, Sony, physical. What a physical copy in your hand. Out here looking like Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Part 6. And then Sony just keeps nailing it down to you. Get back in your tombstone. Why you keep climbing out of this? Now they gotta put a warning label on your coffin. Man, the prehistoric dinosaur era is over. And I love it because I called it. I've warned you guys. I told you, man, look at that. They out here putting warning labels on PlayStation consoles like I'm looking for the nutrition facts when I go and get milk. Look at this. You got physical?
They're trying to dodge everybody that's saying, okay, if you sold me a system that's now irrelevant, you owe me my money back.
They don't owe you nothing. That's what you ponies think. You got a problem with it? Well, go proceed to buy your games again for the PlayStation 6. Sony's not obligated to have to make a disc drive because you ponies are angry because nobody's actually playing physical like you people have been claiming. That is your loss. That is your fault. There's been plenty of people in this community that have been warning you guys time and time again, but y'all was so fixated and worried about what was going on in Xbox, you didn't realize that it was also happening to your own platform right before your faces.
That lawsuit's currently cooking up. This sticker is a very pathetic dodge. Let's talk about it because, man, it just shows that Sony is definitely an actual digital format for every single game produced for PlayStation. And people are like, okay, this seems as a PC game. Steam is all digital. Everybody buys games on Steam. This isn't saying that physical gamers, 90% PlayStation gamers are 90% digital. Instead, it's saying that 90% of the entire market is digital. And I guess I hate the constant conflation by PlayStation. I feel like not a lot of PlayStation fans are trying to make this like dispersion.
Well, Capcom's telling you that they're not going to be impacted. GameStop is telling you that they're not actually going to be impacted by this because guess what? People weren't really trading games in. I see a lot of people getting their grades, their cards graded. You know, you got a lot of things like that, of course. But to be honest with you, ain't nobody care about these physical games. Most of these games ain't even on the disc anyway.
Profitable faster, and the other third-party stuff makes us even more money because PlayStation does print the discs. I guess I don't really care about Sony's backend. Find a way to make the games cheaper instead of removing our options to access the games themselves.
They're not going to do that. Why would they do that? You guys are not even the target demographic. I've warned you guys already about this. Like I said, it's the new age gamer. You guys have already been weeded out. They're not even remotely even thinking about you because if they were, they wouldn't be doing these type of decisions, man. Look at this, man. You got Sony out here laying down the nutrition facts for these dinosaurs. Important notice. Oh my goodness. What is this? This is crazy. You know, I honestly try to tell you guys that this was the future of digital gaming. None of y'all believe me. The same people that was on my channel telling me I was wrong no longer show up no more. Have you noticed? Where's Philly cheesesteak at? Mr. SWP Philly. Where you at, man? We ain't heard of you since. We ain't heard of you since LeBron got signed to the 76ers. Where you at, Philly? Where you at, alien isolationists? You know, you guys was advocating for these physical copies, right? And look what happened. So when y'all was out here bashing Xbox for pulling things out of Target and Walmart, when I just told you guys that is just where the direction of gaming is going, y'all didn't want to take my word for it. Now y'all want to hold on to this Nintendo train, but yet most third party drop their games on the Game Geek card. The only people really benefiting from that is the indie game scene, but that's only for you guys to buy their game instead of maybe another competitor's title. That's all it is. Of course that would work more for an indie because they want to garner as much popularity in sales by doing that. So it only helps benefit them. But Capcom, Sega, they don't care. These games are gonna do well regardless, and they know that. That's why they don't care about it. So you can sit there and hold your hand by your head all you want, but at the end of the day, this is what you guys signed up for.
And one that is just, it's honestly just baffling, right? Sony is now attaching a warning label on every single PlayStation console, saying this is the death of physical games. When you buy a PlayStation,
bruh, this has been the death of physical games ever since Star Wars Outlaws. What was the other one they came out? I mean, even Rayman Legends Retold. Ubisoft ain't even putting that on the cartridge. I mean, this Crimson Desert, Doom Dark Ages. I mean, this is not the only time we've seen this, y'all. I even think the new Forza Horizon is not even on the CD. I mean, come on, man. This is nothing new. Every annual sports release has the same thing. Online only, internet required. I mean, how are you guys surprised at this? You know, the writing on the wall was there a long time ago. Y'all just didn't want to take notice because there was a few indies. They put it on the CD. They put it on the cartridge, you know. We never thought Capcom. Enjoy your last physical Code Veronica. As if that's going to make a difference. You know, we got PlayStation ponies acting as if you buy a physical copy for PS5 that you're actually preserving. You're just wasting your money. And I'm going to explain why. Because if your disk drive breaks, you're like, oh, I'll just replace the disk drive. Dummy, what do you don't understand? You have to synchronize the disk drive online. Regardless if you get a replacement disk drive, it has to have the online handshake from Sony for you to even use the damn thing. What are you people talking about? Oh, but you know, I'll just replace the disk drive and we'll be all right. What do you mean? You have to be online. So if your system has problems, or if your disk drive stops working as 10, 15 years down the road, do you think Sony's going to continue to support that? You think they're going to continue to give you that online handshake? Oh yeah, you can play your old physical games. You think Sony cares that much? No. You bought those games. The physical games that you purchased mean absolutely nothing. That is DRM at its finest. You guys got played into the concept, oh, but it's on the CD though. But guess what? It's not on the disk drive. So if something happens to your disk drive 5, 10, 15 years down the road and Sony stops supporting it, well, guess what? That means you'll lose access to all your physical games as well. Gamester with another W. Like I said, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's always the same type of behavior from these fools. But like I said, you can't say that Gamester did not warn you. Take care. Peace out.